Good morning, guys. I'm just going to turn my camera. There we are. Good morning, guys. As we know, this morning there is a mother who is facing a committal to prison for charges of abduction of her own son, and also I haven't had total clarification yet, but I do believe that her partner is also facing charges of abduction. And they are in Croydon Court today. I was hoping to, good morning Maria, good morning Amber. I was hoping to get over to the courts this morning, and I was going to do one of my dodgy petrol runs, which is where you have £1.50 in your account and you're able to fill the tank of the car, and then I was hoping to get to the court. But I woke up this morning to say, to a text to say that I had insufficient accounts and could I please put £22. So that means something else has happened to my bank today that that's now put me over, so I'm not able to do that. So I have been on the phone this morning to the solicitors, courts, and every person that is involved in this, but no person has answered as yet. I have left a mighty powerful message on, and I can't believe that I'm willing to do this, but I am willing to do this. I've left quite a mighty powerful message on every answer machine this morning, just to introduce myself properly yet again, and to just say that as they know that I was recording the conversation and communication with the mother, and that if I don't hear from her today and she isn't released from prison, then I am willing to go 100% public with all of that. I have also let them know that this is a bigger matter than people can understand, and yeah, so it's Lindsay, for anybody who does know Lindsay. I will put her Facebook page, if Amber can just put Lindsay's Facebook page down in the bottom, so you can all just connect up to Lindsay. Lindsay is currently being taken to Croydon Magistrate Court, where she is going to face charges of abduction of her own child. What's the matter, sweetheart? Hey, what's the problem? Yes, but it's for both of you. Share. Well, no, share, please. Can you give him one, please? Thank you. Right, that's better. Thank you very much. So if I... so it's Crawley. Oh, so it's not Croydon, it's Crawley. So Crawley Magistrates, West Sussex, 10 p.m. 10 p.m, that's this evening. 10 a.m, I would assume. Sorry, this is why it's so difficult to work with having two children. So usually that my time would be with them right now, so they're not happy that I'm giving my time to you guys. What's the matter, darling? Can you not fight over the toast? It's actually because Elijah has some toast and Shiloh is chasing him around for it because I was rushing and put it into one bowl. So I will just sort the boys out. Can you just put one in there for Shiloh, please? So Shiloh's got that tub. I'll make you some more if you want some more. It's fine. It's not a problem. There you go, darling. Okay, you guys settled while Mummy just does this? Yeah, you good? Okay. And so obviously it's not ideal for me to be at the court with the two children, and as I've just explained, a couple of more hurdles have come in to prevent me getting to Crawley today. If there anybody is in Crawley who can at least be there just to show the mother that she's not alone. She isn't alone, and I just want every single one of us to come together for a moment, whatever our beliefs are, whatever our values are, whatever our truth may be. I've got one of my residents, people that live here outside at the moment, is just doing something quite interesting, so I'm a little bit distracted. I'm also very distracted this morning because I feel very fragmented. I've woken up this morning to having to deal with some matters of my own, as well as the fact that my normal working world is taking off in leaps and bounds with all of the youth programs, and I keep coming back to the parents again. And also I have had somebody else, so please don't do this. I haven't asked for funding to keep this mother on the road. So it's people like that make allegations like that do put my children at risk. For as long as I work in my integrity, my children are not in risk. It's people like that put my children at risk. And also the fact that apparently I have a social worker coming again because Lisa Bartle has apparently made another further allegations against me to play with my children. Now, one thing that I've said this morning, and I've made very, very, very clear to her legal team, is that I wanted them to make sure that the courts are aware that when social services threaten or suggest that they are going to remove a child, that it is narcissistic and emotional abuse. And what it does is causes amygdala trauma. They have caused that. So for the mother to go into fight and flight and run with her son, which is what happened on Friday. So basically the mother has been in proceedings. There is no actual allegation. This is all possible future. This is all... What's the matter, sweetheart? This is very, very important for mummy right now. Can we respect this, please? Well, no, I'm not going to help you if you're being selfish with your toast. Excuse me. It's for both of you, and there is plenty of toast to go around, and I can make much more of it. Yes? Shiloh, there we go. Right, okay. Cool, I'll tell you what. Sharing is caring. Okay, I really want to get focused in on this, but obviously I'm getting a little bit of a distraction, so I'm just going to put some toast. Well, actually, I'm not going to put some toast in. I'm going to put some bread in. Not that we should be eating bread. I'm going to put some bread in to make toast, to be pedantic. So anyway, the main point that I've said to the solicitors today is, if a mother and father were to use a child as a pawn, so if a mother or a father was to say to the other parent, I'm taking the kids, or if you don't do this, then I'm going with the kids, you're never going to see your kids again. If a mother and father did this, it would be considered domestic abuse, it would be considered narcissistic abuse, and it would be considered gaslighting. This is by psychology's own standards, by the way. So this isn't me saying, hey, look at this comparison. This is by psychological standards. Say me and Dean, in the challenges that we are, if I turned around to Dean and said, if you're not here at 6 o'clock, you're never seeing the kids again, right? That would be gaslighting. That would be narcissistic abuse. That would be emotional abuse, and it would also be using the child as a pawn. However, this is what social services are doing, and this is what I explained to them this morning, that when you send a letter to a parent to say, if you do not respond, then we will have power to remove your child, that is gaslighting. That is narcissistic abuse. That is a double-edged sword. That is power. What's the word? I've got the word in my head. In my head, I can think of it. Coercive abuse. It's do this, or this is the consequences, or out. And we do this with our children. But the thing is, we're doing that with safe boundaries. Okay. What social services are doing, oh, fantastic. My neighbour's got some technology that might be worth looking into. Oh, yes. Oh, he's got a mighty fine camera. So anyway, what I just want to do, because I don't want to get into this too much this morning, I really do need to get on with some stuff. I got to sort out all of this, reorganise all my CDs, put some stuff up for sale that's for sale. I got this whole bundle of clothes that I've got to go through that is, it's either got to go in the cupboard or it's going for sale, and I have to basically just make money. So I'm just going to ask you all to just come in. I'm just going to wait for this toast to pop. Whatever it is that your beliefs are, whatever it is that you believe, it's not often you'll ever catch me doing this. I don't tend to publicly pray. If I do go off in tongues, then please just bear with me for a bit. I am known to go off into tongues when I pray. For those of you who don't know what that is, it basically means that I'm in the spiritual world and not in this world. If you've never seen it before, it might freak you out a little bit. If you don't understand spiritual warfare, or you don't understand how the power of prayer works, then I apologise. If this is completely new to you, then I'm just literally just buttering some more toast. And do you know what? I'll go and give them this toast in a minute, and they'll be finished with the toast that they've got, and they won't actually be that bothered about whether or not I've actually made some more toast. They've had their breakfast this morning anyway. This is just a little bit of a midday catch up while I deal with you guys. I am here, but just let me go and give these into them. Right, there's one. There's two. I am here, guys. I'm just literally saving my photo albums. The joys of a 1-year-old who wants everything out. So let me just tidy up and let me just stand firm, because this is really important. So currently we have a mother who has a, I don't actually know how old Louis is. I think he's nearly three. I don't know the ins and outs of this mother's case, by the way, which is why that I need to pray about this, because my involvement in this case also is temperamental, because I haven't seen paperwork, as you know. But as you know, I've put a video up of the mother while she was out being held and detained. So let me just fill you in very quickly before I do this. I'm just making sure that my surroundings are right. Oh, are we doing it again? Oh, seriously. This is called normal life, but it is also called, there you go, darling, the devil don't like it. So if you are okay, I'm getting some people just asking for advice. If right now, if we can just focus on Lindsay, that would be great. And I will have a look at the bottom and see what it is that I may or may not be able to do. So I've got a little, I just need to close this window because I've got a little boy who wants to throw things out of the window, and I really need to stay focused for a second. Maybe this might help you understand why any little time that you do get from me is not to be trolled. I have enough to do as it is. So anyway, I'm just going to go and put the phone down at the side. If you are somebody who is a prayer warrior, then please join me. If I'm in red today for a reason, as you know, it represents forced adoption exposed. I'm not saying that this is a child who is facing forced adoption. In fact, actually, I do believe that he's meant to be with family at this particular point, but I haven't had anything to confirm. So just before I start, just to remember that on Friday, they're probably not going to let me do this. On Friday, Lindsay was meant to be in court. Now, there is a potential chance that had she had not bolted, that the orders wouldn't have been granted to remove her son. The orders were granted without Lindsay being there, and obviously no contact was made because Lindsay wasn't there. The father had previously had no involvement, and on the morning of court, Lindsay had made contact with the father to try to get him to understand the severity of what was going through, which was against social services rules, so to say that she's not allowed to contact the father, as we all know happens. And she did, and she bolted on this particular day, and she made her way to, it must have been Wales, because she got taken back to Wales, so she must have tried to cross from Wales, which is really silly because she's not far from me, really. If I was going to help, I'd have helped her get across to France and then over to Spain. But no, I don't help people run. And the reason that I don't help people run is because I'm not in a situation to protect myself in the event of getting involved in that. When I am in that situation, then I will have a safe place for people to come to. So anyway, Lindsay made it to Ireland, and the orders were granted at 4 o'clock. She was brought back from Ireland, and she was placed in Wales while they were waiting for West Sussex police to come and pick her partner and her son up. I have been trying to get my own life back, and I did get a message from Lindsay's mum, and she had messaged me to say that her daughter really needed some help and could she contact us. Lindsay hadn't liked any of my pages or contacted me, and I get lots of mothers say this, so unless the daughter comes in, I don't ever pursue anybody. I just acknowledge them when they come in. So Lindsay had sent me a message that I'd met Lindsay in 2013 at the Scott protest, where she had had 7 children removed. And obviously since that time, Lindsay has gone on to have a beautiful little boy who is with her. And then all of a sudden now, she was pending to face a removal. I don't know the ins and the outs. I've never seen the paperwork. I don't know the ins and the outs. I can't validate in any way, shape or form, which is what makes this so difficult. But what I can say is Lindsay FaceTimed me while she was being detained, and I was able to speak with the police, Garda, and I was able to speak with Lindsay and hear what Lindsay has to say. And Lindsay had sent me a few videos prior while she was there, which were on my YouTube. My concern is that Lindsay disappears today, which is why I'm here. Why I'm here letting you guys know what's going on. Why I'm here keeping my head above the parapet while Mother is in court. I would love to be at the courts and do this from the courts and let you know, but there is 2 little beautiful boys in there, and it's not that they would be at risk, it's that I can't watch them and work at the same time. And until I'm in a financial situation to go to local areas where there are creches and facilities and things like that, then there's nothing that I can really do about this. So Lindsay was picked up from West Sussex Police at about 4 o'clock in the morning. And I stayed on FaceTime with Lindsay right until it cut out when the police called it as an arrest. Prior to that, she wasn't under arrest, she was just being held. It's not known for anybody to allow for a mother to be talking to somebody like this in the facilities that she was in. And no, I wasn't actually able to record it, and I wish I had been able to do so, but Lindsay did have some recordings and did manage to record some stuff, and I do have these recordings. Within the family courts, what happens is it's a closed court to protect the identity of the child, but what's happening is parents are being held in contempt or they're breaking gags, and it's warranting in parents being put in jail without anybody knowing where they are and what's going on. And I don't want that for Lindsay right here, right now. Hence why I'm stood here right now. I don't know whether the court cases have started. I don't know what's going on. If Amber can please message Lindsay's mum and see if anything's going on, that would be great. And the kids seem settled enough now for me to do this. You ready? Like I said, I don't tend to do this publicly. It's not like me to do this publicly, but this is for Lindsay. So, as I lay my feet across the floor and I put on my headbrake of truth, I put on my shields of armour and I stand in your truth. As I stand my feet firm against the floor, I ask that you come before me, around me, centred and balanced. And I just had 9 police officers go through that. That's what I mean. The power of the Lord. As we all come together united here, as we touch one by 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 one. Connect, 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 connect. My numbers are going up as I speak. Connect, 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 connect. And we ask this by the grace of the Lord, for those who believe in the universe, believe in cosmic energy. We hope and we pray that the legal team that is around Lindsay, the judges that are around Lindsay, every single person who is touching this case of this little boy, this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful little boy. I don't know his exact age, but he's about 2, 3, 4. He's no different than the children's ages that I have here now. He loves his mum. It's very, very, very clear he loves his mum. As we come to you, Jesus, as we come to the Father, we just lift Lindsay up to you, Lord, and we just pray that she has your mighty strength and wisdom and grace today as she speaks with wholehearted and whole truth. As the mother stands upon the courts, as she is surrounded by all of the Babylon, as she touches the courts of ministers, as she stands with her feet firm into the ground, may she be connected to all forms of source. May as her voice quake, as she shakes, as she feels the fear, as the tremble in her stomach makes her want to throw up, vomit and shit down the back of her legs, and she just wants to piss. As the fear completely penetrates the mother, as she doesn't know whether she's going to jail, she doesn't know whether she's ever going to see her son again, she doesn't have any certainty and no hope for the future. She's potentially facing going to jail for the abduction of her children today, and you, Lord, you know what is in her heart. You know what is of her, around her, being on her. You know her inside out. You created her in her mother's womb. You know this walk. You know this mission. You know this journey. You know everything that is going on. You know everything that is in her heart and mind today. You know how her mother's feeling. You know where her partner is today. You know what's going on with the father. You know what's going on with each and every family member in this family, Lord. And I pray that you unite this family stronger, harder, faster than ever before. That Lindsay has every single piece of support around her, and she knows that she is not alone. That every single one of us stand in the mighty presence of the Lord and say that we do not tolerate this anymore. Zero tolerance to the state abduction of our children. Zero tolerance in the name of the Lord. It comes to an end, and it comes to an end by the mighty grace and the power of the Lord. And we ask that today, as Lindsay is sitting there, that we ask that right now that she feels that she has so many people around her, that loneliness in her heart and that uncertain that she has, that it is just completely removed. And for right now, that Lindsay just feels that the power of the angels, the mighty, mighty, mighty heavens of the angels have come down to stand beside her right now. Lindsay, I ask you to stand up. Lindsay, girl, I ask you to rise. I ask you to stand up. I ask you to feel him in your heart, know him in your mind. I ask you to feel the mighty force that you are not alone as you go into that court today, Lindsay. That it doesn't matter how you're feeling. You have to speak from your heart. Whether you want to tell them what you think you want them to know, whatever, it doesn't matter. Cut that, bind that, cut the words from the devil. Do not allow her to deceive or lie to the court. Do not allow for her to manipulate or try to manipulate the courts. For her to be open and honest and a transparent heart. For her to speak in the heart as a mother. As a mother of the fear of her child being taken from her, to penetrate that court, make these people understand how it feels when your child has been taken away from you. And we grant Lindsay the power in her words today, that her words penetrate that court today, Lord, that the words penetrate the hearts, minds and souls of every single person who is touching this case. The case number is on the piece of paper. You can see the case number for a little boy. You take upon the words, all of the words that do not belong here, you will remove and you eliminate them now by the blow of my breath. Everything that is gone is gone. Everything that is false is gone. Everything, or no lies, and all they're gone. You bind the lies in the court, Lord. You bring truth to the table, Lord. Bring truth and nothing but the truth. Nothing but the truth, Lord. The truth and only the truth may be presented into that court. In the name of Jesus Christ, in the name of Heavenly Father, in the name and concord all of the angels, we grant the mother the wisdom and the grace and the integrity to stand in your faith today. And that every single one of us family members are there to raise her up today. Still think of Lindsay today as she is maybe about to take the stand in court, or being, as we know, court starts at 10. It could be 2, 3 o'clock by the time she gets the time to have a voice. And she will sit in a room. Chances are she will be with the police and probation. And I ask the Lord, as the probation officers, the prison guards, the police officers are around Lindsay today, I ask them to bow the knee. I ask them to come down to Lindsay's level today, Lord. Do not be intimidating her in any way, shape or form. We do not need big burly police officers letting them know that they stand and rule over her, because they do not rule over us. They do not stand over us. They are not our controllers. They are not our dictators. They do not tell us who we are and what we stand for. Only the mighty Lord himself can call that upon us. We are not judged by human hands. We are judged by the Lord himself. He is the only person who will stand above us on our judgment day. There is nobody else who can judge us, people. There is nobody else in this planet and can tell us who we are or what we are about. The Lord has given us all a mighty purpose. And right now there is a mother facing a committal to prison for an abduction for her child. We the people have to bring this to an end now. We the people have to make a stand. We the people have to say no more. The 1%. I can't do 99, but it's bigger. Hey, that's just 5, mate. For every 100 of us, 1 is 1%, okay? For every... What's going on? I knew my children wouldn't fully allow this today. I'm still in prayer. I'm still in session. Not funny. It's very difficult to come out. It means I'll bring a lot of demons, so I've got to close this properly. We are the 99%. We are the bigger collective. Our voices are mighty and powerful, but we have to come together under one collective force. Lindsay's just been asked to move. Something's going on. Okay, just 2 seconds, because I need to be with Lindsay right now. Oh, Lindsay, I cannot be with you in present form. You cannot see me in the court. You're not going to walk in the court and see that somebody is there for you today. Chances are you're going to be stood in that court and you're going to feel alone. I wish by the mighty forces that you could see that how many people are here, how many people know what's going on. And I ask, Lord, that if this mother disappears today and is face, that we the people are able to come out and rise that a mother has gone missing. And I hope to God, Lord, that she comes home today. That is my wish for her today. That is my wish, that we get a phone call that Lindsay is back. In fact, by 4 o'clock, Lord, I ask that Lindsay has posted onto Crackbook that she is okay. By 4 o'clock today, Lord, I ask that we know one way or another whether Lindsay is with us or she has been detained. She hasn't caused any abuse to her son. None at all. This is possible future emotional harm. She's a mother who panicked because her child was going to be taken from her arms. She panicked. Fight and flight in the amygdala. You can't control it. It flipped. She panicked, she ran, and she was caught. And this is wrong. This is wrong on every level. To separate a child from their mother kills their soul, kills their spirit, kills who they are. That's why the foster care industry is producing the majority of our greatest problems. The drug addiction, the alcohol, the prison, the sex slave industry. It's all coming through the foster care industry. Not all. I can't really say that. Not all. What's the matter, dude? What's going on? You want it in the bedroom? Okay. Yeah. Okay, it's fine. But you know, if I go into the bedroom, I've got to climb over stuff. I'm going to have to be very careful, dude, because I've opened up a spiritual door while I'm walking around doing stuff. And if you don't understand the power of prayer, I'll tell you how powerful prayer is. What was it I did last time? I did a slight prayer. I think I wrote a prayer for a mother, and then all of a sudden her whole case got overturned. And the father as well, we did the same, and he got a phone call and his case was overturned. My internet has gone down on this level. I'm hoping it is still here on this level, because my internet actually has gone down. In fact, my internet's completely disconnected, so there you go. I must be running off of the back of my phone. The fact that I have the children here, as you can see, that is why that I can't give you my 100% commitment. Well, actually, you do. You have 100% and the kids have 100%. There we go. Okay, let me just 2 seconds because I have to close this door. What is it that you want on quickly? What? Hovercraft?
Yeah.
Hovercraft toy or hovercraft the real thing?
Hovercraft.
Hovercraft racing? Right, do that.
Hovercraft.
Oh, seriously, dude, I love you dearly, but right now I need to focus before we end up
This one.
with a load of bloody demons coming through our door. Can you not do this, sweetheart? Oh my goodness, mountains of toys to throw over. Seriously, living in a 1-bedroom with 5 people stuff is fucking manic. Excuse my French. Okay, let me just close this while the kids are... I might even have to start slightly again. So, as call upon all the angels that are all around Lindsay, call upon them, stand on my ground. So, please... You know what's in our heart, Lord. But it's this whole situation that's bugging the heck out of me. It's the fact that tomorrow there's going to be another case. Tomorrow there's going to be another case. Today there's going to be another case. And the one thing that needs to be got over to that court, and it's so important, and I want to see it all over the papers tomorrow. So to the media that do follow me, I want to see this all over the papers this week. And that is... this threatening to remove a child is the problem to all of this. If we didn't have these removals in this way in this country, and we had an enabling, empowering system that forever enabled and supported, like our Father himself, who forgives us and loves us every day. Every day we screw up. Every day as human beings we fuck up. Every day as humans we make mistakes. But he forgives us. And we have every day to start afresh and to start anew. But within the care system, you don't. Within the care system, it's so defined by paperwork and rules and things. Take, for example, this form on how my disability affects me. You cannot identify my needs in this paperwork. This paperwork cannot represent me as a human being. Just as it can't for Lindsay today. And this paperwork is so important. And I speak to the judge's heart. I wish I knew his name so I could call his name. And we go to the judge right now before us, Lord. The judge who stands there believing that he is judge and jury over this mother. He is not. I ask the judge that you are a mediator. You are a man to bring balance. You are a mediator. You are no judge. You are not our judge. You do not come here to call to be judged. You do not stand over us. You do not give authority. And I pray that all of the judges of the land sit down and remind yourself that you are a mediator. You are a mediator. You are nothing more than a mediator. And I ask that all the judges and the laws in this land take their genuine, true position as a mediator for the laws of the land, for the natural laws of the universe, for the natural. It's not going to, seriously, the devil is wanting to keep this round. My kids don't whinge, by the way. I'll have to carry on. So, in the name, the mighty, wonderful, graceful, amazing, beautiful, graceful Lord. Seriously, this is going to be harder than I thought. But I'm trying to stay here with Lindsay right here, right now, as she's in court. That me, you, and everybody here is with Lindsay right now. And it's not just Lindsay. In this UK courts right now, there is somebody facing parent alienation, somebody facing denied conduct, somebody facing long-term foster care, and somebody facing forced adoption. But how many people in these courts are being mediated, and how many people in these courts are working to keep these families together? And even if mum and dad don't want to be sharing the same bed with each other anymore, they are still parents. And I pray and I hold it all over every judge of the land. You are a mediator. People over money. People over power. Power to the people. And power to our lands to take it back. The judges do not have authority over you. When they pull you into the courts, they have to do it under some form of physical control. Look at the MP, Mark Field, okay? I actually stand in support of Mark, of what he did. Funny enough, a lot of people are going to disagree with me with this. But at the end of the day, what you have got to understand is our entire country comes from a safeguarding point of view. Social services comes from a safeguarding point of view. Health and safety comes from a safeguarding point of view. When somebody does something wrong, somebody has to hold them accountable. The Lord himself will hold them accountable. We don't actually need this Babylon system. The laws of karmic universe, the natural laws of the universe that the Lord created himself, will cause for people to trip up. It will. We do need a system of people. There are children that are being abused. But I guarantee you, that's the land of the devil. And people can say, why does the Lord allow it? He doesn't. He's screaming at you. He is telling you, rise, rise, rise in his name, rise in his name, rise in his power, rise in his glory. We cannot do this in our own strength. We are weak, mere mortals. We cannot do this in a mortal body. We cannot do this in the flesh. We cannot. It is physically impossible for us to do what is needed to be done as fleshful, prideful people. Humble yourself. Pride. I don't want to hear that word. I am proud. Pride. Humble yourself. Humble these judges, Lord. Humble this judge today before this mother. Humble him in the name of the Lord. And if he isn't, then you remove him. If this judge is not bringing balance to this case today, Lord, you remove him. If this judge is not standing there in truth and justice, then you remove him and bind him from the court. Any person who is there to cause the mother any hindrance is removed. And anything that the mother has done wrong is rectified and forgiven today. And I pray for Lindsay that she brings truth into that room today. For all of us. The pain, the anguish, the heartbreak, the grief, the panic, the anxiety, the stress, the burden, the tears, the frustration, the alienation, the persecution, everything that you face once you come into the spotlight of a child being removed. These are not child abusers. The mother is in the criminal courts today for abduction of her own son. An own son who was being removed from her. But she isn't in the criminal courts for abuse to her child. That doesn't make any sense to me. If a parent has caused significant harm that warrants a child being removed, then they should be in prison. If this mum goes to prison today, it is one of the most gross miscarriage of justice. And she isn't the only one. We have truth tellers in prison, detained. The world that you see right now before you is no different than the times of the kings and the queens on their thrones and their banquets and, you know, all of these things. It is no different. It's about powers and principalities. I'm going to draw to a close. I'm sweating like mad. I've got sweat running down my back. I've got sweat in my hair, sweat running everywhere. This prayer is not going to stop. And if you are a prayer warrior, I hope that you get off here today and you go and say your own prayer for this today. And as I have said, by 4 o'clock, Lord, I ask, or even earlier than that, but by 4 o'clock, I would even like to see Lindsay posting to say that she's here, or somebody letting us know. And we have to make a stand, people. No crime, no punishment. No crime, no punishment. No crime, no punishment. That's what I want to be hearing. No crime, no punishment. No crime, no punishment. What does it used to be? No justice, no peace. So we've got a few other lingos that go on. Again, guys, to all the Yellow Jackets, to all the XR guys, to all the Wake Up guys, to everybody out there that is pulling this together. One, be careful, guys, because don't forget, they want this. They want the military state. They want this stuff to come in. So you've got to do it cleverly. You've got to do it peacefully. You've got to do it in a way that does not bring anarchy. This is not about anarchy. This is not about a rebellion per se. This is about us standing in our truth. This is about us standing. This isn't a fight. It's a stand. There is a difference. Yeah? Put them up. Yeah? However, I am asking you to train yourself that one day you might be having to defend yourself. It is coming. The military state is coming. Whether you like it or not. And it is us that is going to potentially bring it if we fuck this up. But I can't be out there on the front line with you just yet. And the reason that I can't do that is because I'm not in a situation with all of the tools and everything that I need just yet. And I am preparing for it. I'm getting there. You cannot build castles on sand. I'm not willing to build a castle on sand. The foundations and the fundamentals have to be absolutely solid in play. Faith. Faith. And let's hope today Lindsay has faith, hey? Let's hope today that just a mustard seed of faith is restored in Lindsay. Just a tiny bit of hope is in Lindsay, because what she focuses on, she will bring about. What you dwell on, you will bring about. What you keep battling with is what your experience will be. And you've got to hold true and diligent and ask for deliverance and discernment. And when you do that, everything that is not of you will be removed from you. It's a walk, it's a journey. We are here for our trials and tribulations. And it's a beautiful, 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 beautiful mess. But right now, there's not a lot of beautiful stuff going on for today. So we want something very beautiful and of the Lord. And he is going to show you how mighty he is over these next few weeks. And he's going to show you how we are impacting everything going on around this whole situation. So don't forget, guys, July Awareness Month is coming up. It's not just going to be awareness, it's going to be direct action. Please get your red X's on, guys. This is so important, because come January we've got to pull into something even bigger than us. This is why you must get your red X's on. It's why you must stand under End It. It's why we must bring this together, because it is child trafficking. They are trafficking our children. Even if you've got somebody who's crack dependent, coke dependent, an alcoholic, cannot be there for her children, the system that we have in place in this country should be loving, caring, loving, throwing love, kindness and compassion at that situation. We don't get that. The only reason we have such a problem with alcohol and drugs and everything in this world is because you don't have Jesus in your heart. The cross is actually, if you actually look at a scan, you will see a cross that sits just in between your little heart. Yeah? That's the cross. Okay? That's the true God cross. Here in your heart. This is a battlefield. This is the mind. This is where the subconscious and unconscious and the doodah, and this is when all of a sudden the id, the ego, and the super ego start coming into play. And it's your job to learn to master this. That's what we are here to do. Art of communication, all of that sort of stuff. So we need to take it to a whole new level now. And it isn't about a revolution of anarchy. It's about a revolution with yourself. Take back your heart, your mind, and your soul. Whether you believe in the Lord, he believes in you. Whether you believe in Jesus as a prophet or the Son as God, it doesn't really matter. The truth is the truth. You can't change the truth whether you want to do it or not. If you really, really, really believe that we were born to get up, to go to work, to pay bills, to send our children to school, college and nursery, and damned if we come out of that line, we're going to get oops upside the head. I said oops upside the head. I said oops upside the head. That's what's happening. They want you to live in this controlled, colonized, some words just baffle me sometimes, but they want you to live in this. And if you're not, then you have to be disabled. And if you're on benefits, mate, you are the lowlife of the fucking scum, mate. You are the peasants. Yeah? Upper classes telling the lower classes what to do, and the middle and the tops and all of that sort of stuff. So anyway, before I leave, as I was saying, MP Mark, he was sat at a banking banquet. Now, please, please, please remember that we are also under terrorist attack right now with Russians, all sorts, invaders. Now, the party was not expecting the protest, okay? Now, we all know it's going on, so we do know that red little things turn up every now and then. Death is upon us. We know. Not paranoid, just aware, just watching the police out front. Off-duty police, funny enough. So basically, the campaigner walked by the chair of Mark, and what he's done is he's literally, and grabbed her. What he's done is a proper normal impulsive reaction. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, the male man and his aggression. Well, I tell you here straight, if that protester had been a bomber, then Mark would have been a hero. He would have saved our entire fucking country from a bomber coming in and standing behind him. So I actually support Mark in what he did. And to all you protesters out there, if you can't handle being grabbed, being arrested, being pulled, maybe having to go into a battle, maybe having to